Hi, I'm Susie Garden, and this is the Ageless and Awesome podcast. I'm an age-defying naturopath and clinical nutritionist, and I'm here to bust myths around women's health and aging so that you can be ageless and awesome in your 40s, 50s, and beyond. The Ageless and Awesome podcast is dedicated to helping women through perimenopause and menopause with great health, a positive mindset, and outrageous confidence. Hit subscribe or follow now, and let's get started. Hello, gorgeous one, and welcome to Q&A Thursday. I hope you've had a good week so far and are looking forward to the weekend. It's almost here. Today's question is from Angela from Brisbane. And she says her migraines have gotten worse, way worse, since she's hit her 40s. And she wanted to know whether this was related to perimenopause or not. All right, so this is kind of a lesser known symptom or sign of perimenopause, and that is either an increase in frequency or severity of migraines if you were already a migraine sufferer, or the appearance of migraines when you were never a migraine sufferer. Oh joy, oh my gosh. So I personally am someone who has migraines, and they did disappear for quite some time, and they kind of raised their ugly head again last year. So I have had discussion with my doctor about it, and with all of my reading and learning about this, I've got some good information for you, Angela, and anybody else that is in this kind of position where they're suddenly getting migraines. So firstly, I want to say that migraines are quite complex. There's actually a lot that we don't know about migraines and why they happen to some people and not others. It is quite complex, and there are multiple different types. The main two types I'm going to talk about are migraine with aura and migraine without aura. Aura is generally going to be a visual disturbance of some sort. I've experienced aura only once, and that's when I was put on the pill many years ago, and I was swiftly taken off it again because if that happens, it actually really increases your risk of having a stroke. And it's usually in one side of your visual field. So rather than one actual side of your visual field, although I think it can happen in one eye. And it's usually like some swirling or some flashing lights or just some very odd visual things that go on. And often that happens before you get any of the actual pain of migraine, and they can just be a warning that a migraine is going to happen. And I always wished that I got aura because I never knew when I was getting migraines, and part of my migraine picture is I lose judgment. So I get a headache, but I don't figure out that it's a migraine. And often with the medication that you take for migraine, it's better to have it earlier to be more effective. So yeah, migraine with aura and without aura. Other than that, they're relatively similar. And the thing is with migraine and perimenopause, some specialists in this area, in the medical field, actually do consider an increase in migraine headaches or the sudden appearance of migraines for women in their 40s as a diagnostic criteria of perimenopause. That's how important they are, and that's how influential our hormones can be on this. That's why if you do have migraines, they may have some alignment with your cycle, and that is because of the hormonal influence on migraine. So the thing is, in perimenopause, they believe it's the reduction in estrogen, which can be quite sudden. As you may know, that you get these surges and drops away of estrogen, and that can influence migraine. Also, the loss of progesterone. Progesterone is very calming on the brain, and it can help prevent migraines. So when we just lose, it's quite a sudden loss of progesterone that can happen with many women, then that can be, I guess, a predisposing factor to increase migraines. Also, if you're suffering from heavy periods during this time, then that can lead to iron deficiency, and iron deficiency can also result in migraines. And usually those migraines will occur just after the end of your period. So there's a few reasons that we get these changes in migraine patterns or the sudden appearance of migraines in peri. So yes, Angela, it's highly likely that your migraines are related to your perimenopause. It is always a good idea if you get changes in your migraines or a sudden appearance of migraines that you do have a chat to your medical professional about that and make sure there's no more assessment that they want to do with regard to that. The good news is that once you achieve menopause, so 12 months after your last menstrual period, generally speaking, the migraines should settle down. So that's kind of great. And so, yeah, kind of looking forward to that. But I guess the main thing is then how can you, I guess, manage your migraines? The first thing I will always do for myself, and for women that see me for migraines, is magnesium, which I've talked about a lot in previous podcasts. And also taurine is a fantastic it's an amino acid that I use that really helps to calm the nervous system, and I find that can work really well with migraine. Also, vitamin B2. So vitamin B2 has been clinically trialed for migraine prevention specifically and found to reduce the frequency of migraines by about 50%, which is amazing. And so, yeah, you can buy B2 as its own, a single kind of vitamin, or you can have it in a B complex. Generally speaking, B vitamins work better when they're in a B complex. So the B vitamins are all together and they're pretty easy. I always recommend you use an activated B because that way they're getting into your body way more easily. If you're listed that it's on Energy Glow NR, my supplement for women, then it is absolutely like I've got all of those B vitamins covered. So, and they're activated Bs, so you don't need to worry about that so much. Obviously, iron, if you're getting that migraine that's happening at the end of your period, then iron supplementation. Please get your iron checked though, because it is possible to have too much iron. But yeah, and get a good type of iron that's really readily absorbed. So I think that is all I want to say about migraine today. So I hope that's been helpful. And if you have any other questions about migraine or you'd like me to do a longer form podcast on it, just send me a message at Susie Garden Wellness on Insta or through the podcast app itself. And if you're enjoying these pods, I would love you to leave me a review. It really means the world to me to get that kind of feedback. Enjoy the rest of your week and I will see you next Tuesday. Thanks so much for joining me today on the Ageless and Awesome podcast. If you liked today's episode, please make sure you click the little plus button if you're on Apple Podcasts or the follow button if you're on Spotify so that you can get each new episode delivered to you every single week. If you like free stuff, and who doesn't, then head over to susiegarden.com and grab my 8 essential age-defying secrets every woman over 40 should know right now. Or if you'd like to continue the discussion, head over to Instagram and DM me at Susie Garden Wellness. I'd love to connect with you.